Preps had it as like the fifth toughest and 3A in the state to start. Lost our leading scorer to injury, and we've just kept getting better, honestly. Probably since Getchell, so once league play started, we've been really playing a different level of basketball defensively. We've stuck in our zone quite a bit. And the communication, the teamwork, everything is just, going a lot better as we've gone along. So, yeah, I mean, the main pitch is just defensive effort, flying around, making the game chaotic, and then offensively executing and knocking down shots.
Well, in fact, I don't have to remind you that you lost your first 8 games of the season.
Yes.
So game 9, is that when something clicked?
Yeah.
Could you actually physically see the click?
Yes.
Wait a minute, they're getting it.
Yes, and we actually could see the click earlier. We went up to Linden, actually.
That's an easy place to play.
It is not. We right from the first quarter, I believe I'm going to mess this up, but I think it was 21 points, 23 points in the first quarter in that game. Really shocked them right out of the gate. Stayed close, should have hit some free throws at the end, could have finished that one out, but ultimately that was kind of our turning point, a great game right from the beginning. We rolled right into our California tournament and really played 3 great games on that trip, ending it with a win against Highland at the end. So I'd say the turning point was that Linden game. We've had a couple of hiccups in between, but overall that was really the turning point for our team.
Coach Brown, what do you got?
Well, nice to meet you, Coach.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It's hard to, I got to tell you, I've watched you over the summer a little bit. I watched you play Arlington, and you beat them then.
Yep.
I watched you play this year. I watched you play Arlington. I watched you play a couple games online, and you're doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you.
It's hard to say that to a Stanwood. It's been a
but I'll tell you what, it's been deep, right?
Yeah, he's ain't right. But I'll tell you what, you're doing a good job. You're doing a great job, and it's been fun to watch you kind of get better. You can see the kids are going to buy in. They're starting to get it, and they're starting to understand what you're doing. You have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
A couple questions for you. The first one is that you run that 2-3 matchup a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it's a good one. It's a goofy one, which that's a compliment.
Yes.
Do you always, is that your plan, or is it a thing where you have your personnel and you so either personnel around the plan or the plan around the personnel?
Not at all. It wasn't a plan at all. I in the middle of the season, we decided that zone was going to work better. A lot of teams play zone against Linden anyways, so it actually was the opponent at the time that
dictated
it, and then it looked so good that we made some adjustments, added some matchup aspects into it, where like wings will cover the high post, like
sure.
different things like that, based on scouts and that sort of thing. And it kind of was a defense that, through collaboration with assistants and other people, it just kind of formed throughout the year. It's not a defense I've ever run before. And it's just kind of been built from scout to start, and then how they responded to it is how it's grown.
And then the other question is kind of built on that. What is the biggest surprise that you've had this year in coaching? Because now this is your first year as a head coach, correct?
Yes.
So you come in, I remember coming in and everything. I got these plans and all these great ideas.
Yep.
And what's the biggest, like, you're not doing that you say, you know what, I was wrong on that?
Yeah. I mean, well, probably back to the defense thing. I mean, you have a small, quick team. You're like frantic man pressing, switch everything, all that kind of stuff. And we just didn't run it well. They had, most of them had played zone most of the time on their previous teams. We played man pretty well during the summer. Those games that you mentioned, like beating Arlington in the summer, that was man the whole game. So that was a surprise, but also it's just how adaptable all these players are. They're so coachable. They could have a first-year coach come in and be like, man, like,
sure. Sure.
What do you know? But through our leaders like Cole Williams, Cole Thorson, Jack, our seniors, all the way to our swing player, freshman Brenner, everybody's just so locked in, so coachable. All of our practices, if we get off track, they can get right back on task and that sort of thing. I mean, it's just it's the group that you would pick 1 through, I guess we have 11 suited up today, I think, 1 through 11 that you would just pick each one of them to be on your team the first year that you're trying to establish like a new program.
Is there anything that's a surprise that you didn't think would work at all? And oh my gosh, this is, or besides that?
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you thought before it would work and going, oh my gosh, it does work?
Yeah, I mean, just, well, really anything with Cole Thorson when we had him, as far as you just clear the paint. I mean, we wouldn't run much. You just clear out, you get him the ball at the high post and move out of his way. That obviously was something great. And then once that goes away, the thought is, okay, you lost 20 points at 65% shooting. Now what? It's like, well, all these guys are good offensive players. So changing our offense mid-season to be more of an emphasis on getting our shooters open, little slips to the basket type things where we're getting more cutters instead of post looks, how quickly that it was all stuff I knew would work if they could adapt to it. But the surprising part was how quickly they picked it up.
So, Coach, the last thing I got for you is this. In practice this week or next week, sit there and just enjoy it.
Yes.
Because there's teams you have that won't be like that.
Yep, exactly.
And just sit there and go, this is good. Because you'll have to. Those are the moments you need to hold on to.
For sure.
When those moments aren't so good.
For sure. I definitely will. Because this is as good as it gets. These guys are awesome.
Before we let you go, a quick rundown your starters, a quick something about each one, just quick one sentence.
Cole Williams, leader, shooting the ball very efficiently as of late as well. He's just doing it all for us. Number 10, Grayson Pierce, hybrid guard forward. He's doing everything that we need him to do: defense, passing, scoring. Jet Brager, clutch shooter, had our buzzer beater, had many big games shooting the ball. Avery, absolute defensive stopper. If you haven't gotten the chance to watch our Monroe game and just watch him. I mean, it was a masterclass of defense under the basket. And then Jack Edlin, dead-eye shooter. He's just shooting the ball really well.
There you go, Garrett Glick.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right.